Alright, well I heard your votes loud and clear for wanting the full Earl special for this trailer breakdown. And I'm a bird of my word, but this trailer came out like a week before the premiere, so to write a script and send it off to Earl to get it uploaded before the premiere, while it's still relevant in the YouTube algorithm, is going to be cutting it real close to the wire. Earl, activate turbo editing mode. We gotta get this one out ASAP. Whoever in marketing decided to frame the recap portion of the trailer from the May I Trouble You for a Love Story chapter was honestly a genius, as it builds off of the Season 2 ender, the Guinness World Record holder ender by the way, of having Rentaro unleash the love monster of talking about his girlfriends again, and the interviewer pausing the madness, which I'm sure won't be in the actual episode, it's just for the trailer. Then we get this nice looking recap of the previous 2 seasons worth of girlfriends, with the love god going over the premise that people usually only have one soulmate, but this is the story of the man with 100. Then we're finally introduced to some new footage, possibly more new footage than we ever got in the Season 2 trailer, and thankfully it's a montage of shots, so identifying them is going to be rather easy. We start with Hahari cheerily talking to everyone, which is from the beginning of the Idol arc, as Hahari is telling everyone about the event that the school is putting on, immediately followed by another Hahari shot and a group shot of their reaction to the news. We then have another shot of Hahari running towards Hakari and Nano, but this one is most likely not from the Idol arc, but instead from Natty's Meet the Family chapter, an anime exclusive scene showing Hahari running towards Hakari as they are all about to change clothes. At least that's what it seems to be the consensus from those online. It could still be from something entirely else, but it is anime original. And then we have another shot of Hahari. Man, this trailer really loves Hahari. This one being from Ms. Natty's Freedom Avengers, specifically as she is gawping at Chio's outfit. Then there's more Hahari for the Hahari fans out there as we get our first shot from the Meimei and Mimimi focus chapter, though they have upped the reference in the scene by giving Hahari gloves and striking the exact same pose as Gendo from Evangelion, much like how they upped the reference to the Spirit Bomb in the Season 2 finale by having everyone dress up like Dragon Ball characters, where in the manga, they didn't, they were just in their normal clothes. And then they add on to the drama by showing all the blackmail that Torororo has on Hahari. Then I guess in an effort to try to make the stakes look higher to the anime onlys, the trailer then cuts to a much later in the season shot with the spy pointing his gun towards Rentaro and Kazuri. Rentaro then goes on a speech which, because I have no subtitles, I can only guess is about loving his girlfriends. That seems in character. We then have a quick montage from the Season 2 finale of the I Love You chapter, and that leads to the bigger montage of the whole trailer. We have Rentaro rallying the family to do the idol show, which isn't a shot in the manga and is anime exclusive, but is probably going to be around here. Another quick shot from Hahari and Hakari dressed up, both from Ms. Natty's Freedom Time. Then there's a quick shot of Shizuka, Chio, and Kusuri messing around in the studio during the idol practice, which is a fun remake of this panel from the manga. A grand entrance for Mimimi's costume in Ms. Natty's Freedom Time once again. A shot of Nano from the Nanoputian Prince chapter. Nice to see a confirmation for that chapter. Kurumi looking hungrily at some vegetables in Yamame's garden, which we don't have this exact shot, but it'll probably happen during this montage. Then on to new girlfriend introduction snapshots, we have a couple shots of Chio, the first being from her introduction at her front door where she's with Rentaro, and 2 from her Meet the Family chapter and her iconic growling face. We have Ms. Natty hitting her iconic entrance pose to the classroom at the beginning of her intro chapter, followed by her thumbs up near the beginning of the Meet the Family chapter. And this pose I was unable to find, but I'm thinking it may be anime exclusive during her Meet the Family chapter. With Yamame, we have her introduction panel in the garden club, chatting with Rentaro immediately after that in the same chapter, and her lifting the small girlfriends during the garden tour. This quick flash of Momiji having an idea looks to be anime original, but it could be from any of the numerous times she is massaging someone during her intro and Meet the Family chapters. It's then followed by 2 shots of when Rentaro introduces Momiji to everyone, and the iconic Iku losing her muscle pain to Momiji. You can even see the restructuring of where Karane and Momiji are in this shot, but they also seem to have swapped out Nano for Kurumi and Shizuka. We then jump way later into the season with Kishka's introduction, but it seems they are hiding more of her, or maybe the animation isn't done yet, because all 3 shots of Kishka are from her introduction where she fights off those guys attacking Rentaro. The trailer reaches the climax as we get this chibi shot of everyone in their freedom attire once again from Ms. Natty's Freedom Time, and a bunch of shots from their performance during the idol show. The last shot is from where we started in the trailer from the May I Trouble You for a Love Story chapter, where they all raise their hands admitting they all have a boyfriend. Though what's interesting here is that they changed the positions of some of the girlfriends. Mei and Hakari have been moved from the right side of the shot to the left, they traded places with Karane, who is now on the right, Nano was more in the center but now is more on the far right, and probably the oddest, Iku's hand gestures were swapped. originally pointing at herself with her left hand and is now pointing with her right. Though I guess everyone who swapped locations also swapped hands, but it's interesting with Iku because she stayed in the same spot, but she still swapped what her hands were doing. Oh, and we do get a brief shot of the legend himself, Uncle Hero, in this remade shot of this panel. And wow, usually Rentaro and Uncle Hero look pretty similar, but it looks like the anime has gone out of their way to make him slightly more different from Rentaro.
What is that?
And we can't not talk about the main attraction of this trailer, our first real glimpse into the butchering of language that is Natty talking at the end of this trailer.
Oh, I am cowboy look なのに、バトルでライド心底 F*** you! 自暴自棄 catastrophe! Huh?
Fuck you!
Which is just this shot from the aforementioned May I Trouble You from a Love Story chapter again. And that's it, not a whole lot to talk about. Really, the only thing I noticed was this trailer's heavy reliance on Miss Natty's freedom time, and the lack of footage from introduction chapters. There were some small glimpses, but the majority were from their Meet the Family chapters. You want to sell the season on all of the girlfriends interacting with one another, not just Rentaro alone with the new girl. Also, the splicing of the blackmail from Tororo and the pharmaceutical spy is some funny work to pull on the anime onlys, with them watching thinking there's gonna be some kind of big serious arc like that.
Nani?
And that will do it. Told you Earl this would be a quickie. What's that? Okay, I guess we got some more work. So we just got a confirmation on how many episodes we're getting. And we just went over all the confirmed chapters. Sorry Earl, this isn't over. This went from a trailer breakdown to an impromptu season prediction video. Let's do it. I won't give a full episode by episode breakdown prediction like I did in the previous video, but I did just mention every chapter that was shown, so let's list off all the chapters that are currently MIA. Chapter 53, this is basically a commercial, which is most likely not going to happen. Chapter 54, the cancellation of the Rentaro family on-campus kissing activities. Chapter 56, the Lap Pillow Champion Playoff. Chapter 59, Prism Club Break. Chapter 60, Boyish Girlfriend. Chapter 61, My First Errand. Chapter 66, 67, and 68, the entirety of the Hot Pot Sumo Tournament. Chapter 71, Ms. Natty's Murican Patrol. Chapter 75 and 76, which is Yaku's introduction, but we all know that she will be here because it's a girlfriend introduction to Meet the Family. They will be there. They're just hiding her from the public. So just take these two off the list, Earl. Chapter 77, Rentaro Family's Onsen Date. Chapter 78, Muihihe. Chapter 79, Everyone Was a Co-ed at some point. Chapter 80, Rentaro's Family's Hiking Date. Chapter 83, Rentaro's Family vs. Challenge Ramen. Chapter 84, Everyone Was a Baby at Some Point returns. Chapter 85, A Day with Rentaro. And Chapter 86, Pocky Game Royale. That is a lot. This has drastically changed the scope of things since we got the confirmation of Kishka being in this season, whom I originally began my Season 4/Core 2 in my previous video. But now that we have these two new confirmations of Kishka's inclusion and only 12 episodes, this means this is going to be a bloodbath. Like I said, I'm not going to predict, I'll let you do that down in the comments below, but I'm going to give you a number of how many of these chapters are going to survive, and how many are going to be sacrificed to the anime gods. Taking into consideration the chapters we have confirmation of from the trailer, and the introductions of all the new girlfriends, we have a total of 9.5 episodes full already. Take a look at this rough draft list I just made. I say 9.5 because I'm going to take Chapter 85, A Day with Rentaro, as a soft confirmation. As Tuesday and others have suggested, it makes for a really good season finale now that we're in Volume 10 territory. And like how they did with the I Love 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 You chapter back in Season 2, they're gonna move it from its normal spot and put it at the end. I mean, I guess it's technically already near the end of Volume 10, and really the only thing in the way is the Pocky Game Royale, and I don't see that one surviving. Sorry, Pocky Game Royale fans. So with only girlfriend introductions and the chapters we have seen in the trailer, that only leaves us with 3.5 episodes left to fill with this giant list. Meaning out of all the chapters that I've listed earlier, only 7 will make the cut. 7 out of roughly 15 stories, depending on how you view the Hot Pot trilogy, because the Hot Pot trilogy would be a whole episode by itself. Which I want to mention because we are working with so few numbers now, and the fact that Hot Pot is a trilogy of chapters that would take an entire episode by itself, I think that's cut now. But I'm not going to predict any further than that. 7 out of these 15 means roughly half of these chapters are getting cut. That is brutal. And it's going to be fascinating to watch this season to see which 7 Biebery deemed worthy doing. But I'm going to stop rambling there. I promised Earl this would be a quick video, and this quickly spiraled into nonsense. I'm going to let you all predict and hope in the comments down below, determining which 7 of these chapters you hope make the cut in Season 3. And be sure to subscribe to watch along with me, as I'll be doing live reactions to each episode here on my channel as we find out which ones survived and which ones didn't. And I will see you all at the premiere next week.